Shalom Akim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kwakadash, Barakatam. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grimstone Rule Well, and the Akim tribe of Falcons of the Earth, preaching the gospel from Mashiach Yahweh Shai in sincerity and truth, genuineness of mind, and let me just say courage. Yeah, because you're going to need a lot of courage in these last days, and just to sum it up, faith. All right, that's a key word you're gonna need in these last days. Faith, 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 faith. Yeah. So the elites are pissed off, they're angry, they're upset. So they're gonna have to play their hand and come against the gospel, and they're gonna put all types of report out there to prep the minds of the people to turn against and come against the men of the Lord that preach the true gospel of Hamashiach Yahushai. Right? So don't be surprised, just like they've done to a couple of brothers, also so many brothers, by shutting down their channels and all that stuff. And, Esau's just getting upset and frustrated. So he's going to throw a temper tantrum. Yeah. So, and the Lord already told you, learn to be at peace with your enemies. Don't go looking for drama, especially when the Edomites are, upset, man, that you're doing the work of the Lord. Just keep it spiritual, all right? No need to go, stir up or kick up a hornet's nests. Yeah, so the Lord will do everything in His own time. Yeah, so you see this CBS report, man. They're always gonna find a side way, also, a segue to come against the man of the Lord, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're always gonna have to do something, so they could entrap the man of the Lord and demonize the gospel, and they're gonna lose. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. And we're gonna be coming up as victors. Yeah. So let me just read a precept real quick from the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 31. Yeah. So it's very, very necessary you understand what you're getting yourself involved in when you're serving the Lord. So always remember there's a price, for doing the right thing. There are consequences for making the right decision. All right. So Proverbs chapter 10, verse 31. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. All right. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom. And that's what you have to be concerned about. And what wisdom are you bringing to the forefront? The wisdom of Hamashiach Yahushai that He has endowed you with. The wisdom that you find in the Holy Scriptures. That's what you bring. You expound on it for our people so they can grow and get their mind unshackled from Babylon. All right, all this agenda for mind controlling our people fall apart. All right. So Esau's grip on our people's mind has to be loosened. So that is where you come in. All right. So let me play this clip real quick. You see that the word of the Lord is turning up the heat on these people.
Well, as much as the country looks to move on, there is a corner of American Christianity that excelled in stature during his time in office. Self-proclaimed prophets. A recent article in the New York Times dives into the theological debate and looks at what happens when predictions from these leaders who believe that they can channel divine powers fail to actually pan out. Ruth Graham is the author of that piece. She's a national...
Yeah, you see that? So that's exactly what they're going to use. So-called Christian prophets are on the rise. What happens when they are wrong? So that's exactly what they're going to do. All right, they're going to use the false prophets as an excuse to attack the man of the Lord. And, and that's exactly how the Lord is going to let his word be increased, because there has to be a test. There has to be a trial. All right. There has to be a trial by fire. That's how the Lord set things up. And you will see, just like the prophets of old, what they had to deal with to prove that the Lord is 100%. He's 100% real and more. Yeah. So the book of Isaiah chapter 45, I'm going to read verse 22. It says, "Look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth." That's talking about our people that will be delivered. For I am Yahweh, right? I am Yahweh, thy power, and there is none else. So only the Lord can deliver us out of this nonsense that Babylon's pushing out, man. Verse 23, "I have sworn by myself, the word is gone out of my mouth in righteousness, and shall not return, that unto me every knee shall bow, and every tongue shall swear." And that's what it is. It's the Most High show, and all this propaganda they're putting out on the news is not really going to change what the Lord has set in motion. So the Lord has already given his word that certain things are going to happen according to his plan. In fact, all things are going to happen according to his plan. And hey, we're going to get a last laugh because the Lord is a righteous power. All right.
And the New York Times dives into the theological debate and what happens when predictions from these leaders who believe that they can channel divine powers fail to actually pan out. Ruth Graham is the author of that piece. She's a national correspondent covering religion, faith, and values for the newspaper. Thank you so much for joining us. In the article, there are phrases that I had to kind of like give my head a shake about an independent prophet. It reminded me of like a freelance prophet almost. But this is a thing. This is a thing. No, but when you think of prophets, you think of sort of, the Old Testament, and you think of people who were kind of divinely anointed. And what we're seeing emerging, in this country that you sort of map out in your article is, there are a lot of people who call themselves prophets and make predictions, and they're.
Yeah. So when you read according to the word of the Lord, the events are about to come to pass, and you and you do that day in, day out, what does that make you? Especially you as an Israelite man, that makes you a prophet. When the Lord has chosen you, to speak according to his words, you can't resist that label of being a prophet. So you know what precept comes to mind. So that's Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." So when you watch this clip in its entirety, you're not really going to talk about the prophets, the men of the Lord that telling the people that America is Babylon the Great, and that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, and that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and that World War III is on the horizon, and there's going to be a collapse of the world's economy, so they could, so the elites can push their so-called mark of the beast. So it's going to be hilarious, man, when you watch the whole report and you see how they try to dodge, the actual discussion that's really, really important according to the scriptures, so they rather, focus on the so-called church and their shortcomings and then being a total and complete failure, rather than focusing on the real truth. So that's the whole tactic of the devil. So destruction is coming, and hey, they don't want to put the word out there and get the eyeballs towards the man of the Lord's accounts. That's why they're shutting things down. They're working their lives on the media, and they're shutting down accounts on these social media platforms. All right, so it has to happen. It's basically a challenge, from the Lord to these people to see if their if their wisdom can match his or overcome his. All right. So the book of Luke, chapter 21, we read from verse 12 to 17. It tells you, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. All right. Yahushua is telling his disciples, man, telling the prophets what to expect. But before all this, before what, the great shaking, the earthquake, diverse places, and famine and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. So all that, scary, the scary stuff in the heavens, it hasn't really been pushed out there. So expect the downfall of America very soon, man. Then verse 12 says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay or resist. All right, so the Yahushua is telling us that this is going to be showtime, when it comes for us, hey, always remember, don't get nervous, don't get afraid. Just stay spiritual, all right? Let the Lord take care of the situation for you. Verse 16, and ye shall be betrayed, both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks, right? And kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Yep, so the Lord is already detailing what's going to happen to us, the betrayals by the people, and what's going to happen. Some of us will have to lay down our lives for the ministry of Mashiach Yahushai. And verse 17 says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not an hair of your head perish. In your patience possess ye your soul. So in your sufferings, you got to maintain that character the Lord expects you to exhibit. All right? And then just keep it brief. Final precept, Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 tribes, judging, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's exactly what you have to look forward to, because the Apostle Peter asked the Lord, what is it that we're going to gain from all this work of serving Hamashiach Yahushua? And the Lord told him that, rulership, governing, you're going to be part of the governing body in the kingdom. And that's what you have to keep in mind, that the Lord is preparing you for rulership, and that you're gonna see a lot of things happen in this world, but it's nothing compared to what you shall gain on the other side. So with that, I can hope you've been edified, and always remember the devil is gonna come, like a flood, but the Lord is gonna lift up a standard against him. Shalom.